I wouldn't say I'm exactly playing hooky right now. I'm grabbing myself a quick lunch at home. I stopped in to have a nice shit. All I've had since I woke up was a half of a Java Monster, which between the caffeine and the sugar and the phony coffee and all the other stuff just really works my guts up. And so we're having kind of a carnivore situation here. Not for any particular reason, it's just what I felt like eating. I need a spatula. I was watching a thing about Robbie Starbuck and how he's talking about, Walmart's giving up DEI and shit. I think this video is a couple of days old. It's a video that was hosted on the site of the lovely Kirsha Verstal, the lol who fox woman. You really need to check her out on YouTube. Kirsha Verstal. It's cherry in German, Kirsha. So if you look for Kirsche, I believe, and then Verstal, however you spell that. She talks a lot about this stuff. They're not getting rid of DEI. They're not getting rid of woke shit. They're just changing the language and they're shifting it to a more subtle approach. They were able to kind of just get away with being loud and proud, and the consumer being lazy and complacent kind of let it slide. But now they're starting to kind of get wise to the fact that people are starting to push back against it and getting sick of, everybody fucking with the kids and dragging them into stuff that has nothing to do with them. And so the tolerance is kind of declining. And then she's talking about Robbie Starbuck, who basically, much like Nick Fuentes, is a deep state operative, if you will. This is not a conspiracy theory. If you actually watch the consistent positions these people take over time, it's pretty clear that effectively what they are is controlled opposition, which is to say they're play acting as opponents of things woke, but when in reality, when you look at their kind of behavior and who they get behind and who they oppose, it's always machine politics that comes to the fore. It's always big corpo that wins. And while they'll attack companies like Walmart, oh, you woke pieces of shit, they immediately start going right to forgiveness as soon as Walmart says they're going to change the DI language and they're going to get out of using that language. Oh, people are very forgiving. Well, that's the problem, isn't it? Kind of the main reason why culture has kind of declined like it has in the West is easily attributable and chalked up to just tolerance. We need to be a lot less tolerant. When you tolerate imperfection, when you tolerate subpar behavior, when you tolerate below average performance, you're basically tacitly encouraging underachievement. You need to pursue excellence, That's why when you play sports, there's a winner and there's a loser. When they started this participation trophy shit, you will notice a marked decline in the athletic capacity of young people. Because what's the incentive for winning? You get a slightly bigger trophy, but you still get a trophy. So would you like a slightly bigger trophy and work your ass off all season and travel on the road and play all these out-of-town games? South Park had an episode about it where they tried to lose at every game at baseball so they could just go back to playing video games. Or would you rather just not try at all, still get a trophy, and be treated like maybe less of a winner, but still a winner? It's really fucking lame and gay. And they just made the world and they made society lame and gay with this fucking public relations, HR, fucking woke, fucking political correctness. It's crap, is what it is. And all that they've done at the establishment level with Big Corpo and with the HR departments and the busybodies and the toe tapping fucking HR ladies and shit like that is they've just kind of gone slightly underground. They've gone slightly underground. They're kind of play acting at contrition, but in reality, they haven't really changed any of their agendas. They haven't shifted any of their goalposts. They've just camouflaged things a little bit by switching over from diversity, equity, and inclusion. They've pulled the equity out because now people are starting to get wise to the actual definition of equity and how it's basically equality of outcome. And instead they're using words like civility and decency and courtesy and this, that, and the other. It's the never-ending slide of language euthanasia that will lead us to the incapacity to communicate anything meaningful to each other because meaning will be extracted and squeezed out of language until there's nothing left but noises coming out of your mouth that are inoffensive to everybody who hears them. Goo goo gaga. Goo goo fucking gaga. It's disgusting, is what it is. I don't know what to tell you. What do I do? You're telling me this shit, and if you don't provide a solution when you point out a problem, then all you're effectively doing is bitching. I say this all the time. This is the axiom by which I live. So now that I've laid out the problem and the behavior, I'm going to have to give you something to do about it, aren't I? Well, the short answer, buy less cheap Chinese plastic shit from all these fucking corporations. Stop buying a new fucking car every 5 years. Stop being so fucking materialistic. I'm not saying you can't have things. I'm not telling you to live a life of poorness. I'm not telling you that you can't have nice toys. I'm just telling you that the materialism that's driving you to buy a pair of shoes you're going to wear exactly twice and then throw away has got to come to an end. Get yourself an anime character outfit that you wear pretty much every day, and then just buy 3 or 4 sets of those clothes from, ideally, an American supporting company. You don't need all the gadgets. You don't need a new phone every fucking 2 years. And if you do want a new phone, there's plenty of fucking companies like OnePlus that'll give you much more for your money. Are they going to be as good as an iPhone? Honestly, iPhones aren't that good anymore. Yeah, the cameras are a little better, but is it really worth the fucking money you're paying out the nose and the violation of your privacy? And Apple fucking pigeonholing your technology and basically ascribing what you can and can't do with the device that you fucking bought with your money? Are you fucking really going to sit there and tell me that simping for a company that basically invalidates your agency as the owner of said property is acceptable to you? Don't be a fucking cuck. Don't be a simp. Okay? If you can afford to fucking pay some fucking whore on the internet $8 a month for her to bear all for you and call you by name, you can save up that money and buy yourself a fucking Optimus sex robot in 10 years when Tesla perfects those. Or you could alternatively, I don't know, be less of a degenerate, go to the gym in the meantime, which costs you about what, $12 to $15 a month. If you live in an apartment, 9 times out of 10, your complex has a shitty gym you can go to. It's not the best, but it's something. Get your ass in shape. Start investing in your future, financially and intellectually and skill-wise, and then maybe fucking be a homeowner, and then have something to offer a woman when one worth a fuck walks through your life. And that's an option too. And then you don't have to fucking give money to internet whores, and you don't have to have sex robots. You can have a woman that'll cook for you and fucking suck your dick. Could be pretty cool. I mean, obviously not being alone anymore has caveats, and you have responsibilities to your partner, and that can kind of suck sometimes. Believe me, I know all too well. It's kind of gay to have to fucking sit there and listen to this bitch prattle 7 days a week, but it is what it is. It's better than being alone, trust me. Coming back around to what you can do about the corporations and the government fucking dicking around with your fucking liberty and agency, resist it. Shitpost online. Say things are lame and gay. Call somebody a fag. It's not going to kill you. Right? You can be a little prejudiced. You should be fucking critical and untrusting of out-group people. People that aren't in your fucking tribe. Maybe your tribe is your coworkers. Maybe your tribe is your friends or your family. They don't have to be the same race as you, but they're people that you have in your life that actually add to your existence and work alongside you towards common goals. That is your tribe. You should fucking bias more towards those people and less towards strangers. You should bias against anybody in authority. That's not to say that you should be an anarchist. It's just that anybody that wants authority 9 times out of 10 is a fucking sociopath in a suit and generally will lie as a modality to get what they want, and you should just take it for granted that they're not being honest with you. Does that mean that all politicians are bad? Most of them, but not all of them. But how the fuck are you going to know which one's which? So just, be careful with that shit. Don't trust anybody in authority. Don't ever trust anybody wearing a suit. And if anybody ever says they know what's best for you, you should presume that there's something in their best interest that fucking allows them to benefit from the advice that they're giving you should you take them up on it. Be mindful. It's not to say to ignore everybody. It's not to say be a fucking complete contrarian. It's just to say you should question everything and everyone at any given time. And by asking questions, maybe you get answers. And by getting answers, maybe you understand the world around you a little bit better. Maybe you become a little more aware. Maybe you become a little more cognizant. Maybe you gain some perspective. Maybe you develop some wisdom over the time that you're going through all this. And maybe your life improves. And it all starts with telling Walmart to go suck cock and fucking just going only for things you actually need. I mean, literally go 30 days without frivolously spending money and see how it treats you and come back and tell me about it.